There's been a lot of talk about Iowa's judges. This fall, some of Iowa's judges will be on the election ballot for retention. This video is meant to provide you with information about Iowa's judicial system and the retention election process.
You might have heard people talk about judges needing to be accountable to the people. You may also have heard the term activist judges, or judges are making law from the bench.
The truth is, judges are accountable to the people. Under Iowa's merit selection system, all judges must stand for a retention election 1 full year after they're first appointed. They then stand for retention every 6 years after that, except for the justices of the Supreme Court, who are voted on every 8 years. In other words, voters in Iowa get to decide whether a judge stays in office every 6 or 8 years.
In Iowa, our judges are selected based not on how much money they can raise, but through a process that reviews their qualifications, their experience, and their temperament.
In 1962, Iowa became the 4th state in the nation to establish a merit selection plan for choosing judges. Today, there are about 20 states that use a merit selection system.
Iowa's judges go through a rigorous process to be selected. A nominating committee, made up of an equal number of lay people appointed by the governor, and lawyers selected by Iowa bar members, interview the candidates, check their backgrounds, and verify their qualifications. The committee then chooses 2 or 3 candidates and forwards those names to the governor, who has 30 days in which to select one. As mentioned before, judges stand for retention 1 year after they're appointed, and again every 6 or 8 years thereafter.
Proof that Iowa's system of selecting judges works effectively can be seen from the high rankings that Iowa courts receive every year from the U.S. Chamber of Commerce.
Judges sometimes are required to decide cases that are highly controversial. The Varnum decision on same-sex marriage is one example. Feelings in these types of cases run strong on both sides, and a number of people are certain to be disappointed with the decision. But judges rule on hundreds of cases every year. If you look at all of their rulings, you'll probably agree that justice was served.
Judges' rulings need to be based on our Iowa and U.S. constitutions and our state laws. Their rulings should not be based on politics or special interest groups, or on who gives them the most money. In Iowa, we know that when judges make decisions, they're not making them based on campaign donations or special interest lobbying. They're making them because they believe that's what the law requires.
Our system of government consists of 3 equal branches: the legislative branch to pass laws, the executive branch to administer laws, and the judicial branch to rule upon the constitutionality of laws and protect the rights of all citizens. This check and balance is exactly what our fair and impartial courts do on a daily basis as they rule on and interpret laws that affect all Iowans.
Iowa judges are accountable to the public, but when you cast your ballot in judicial retention elections, look past the hype around individual cases.
This retention vote is not about whether you agree or disagree with a particular decision. Rather, the question is whether the Iowa judge standing for retention is competent, ethical, and working hard to resolve the day-to-day legal issues of Iowans. Our Iowa judges and justices are competent, ethical, and working hard day in and day out for all Iowans. So how do you as a voter determine if the judge is worthy of being retained? The criteria for a good judge includes integrity. Is the judge honest, upright, and committed to the rule of law? Professional competence. Does the judge have a keen intellect, extensive legal knowledge, and strong writing abilities? Judicial temperament. Is the judge respectful and composed, decisive and impartial? Work ethic. Is the judge prompt with his or her rulings and decisions?
And when you vote, make sure you turn your ballot over to cast your vote in Iowa's judicial retention election.
There are a variety of reasons why you as an Iowan should vote yes to retain all 74 judges and justices up for retention this year. A yes vote helps keep politics and out-of-state money out of our courts. A yes vote keeps our Iowa judges and justices accountable to the Constitution, not to political pressure or popular opinion. A yes vote helps ensure a fair hearing for everyone, regardless of financial status, gender, ethnic background, political affiliation, or connections.